Welcome you all at Major HS Kalsi's Balnoy Academy. I'm Dimple Kaushik, here to discuss the previous year paper NDA 2 2024. So, today we are going to start this paper in a perfect sequence. I hope that you all will enjoy this paper and you will all learn so many new things in this paper. Okay, so we are moving to the paper. This is our paper of NDA 2 2024. Now we are going to start with question number 1. All human beings are fallible. You all know that fallible means that one who makes many mistakes, and fallible means one who makes many mistakes. So, one who makes many mistakes itself means erring. One who makes many mistakes itself means erring. But this is not antonym. This is the synonym. This is the game of UPSC examiner. They will give you the options in such a manner that you will be confused. In the questions of antonym, they will give you synonym. In the questions of synonyms, they will give you antonyms. So, be alert for this. Always read the instructions carefully. You have to find out opposite in meaning, not synonyms. Fallible means one who makes many mistakes. So, erring itself means the same. So, that is not our answer. So, we will mark it wrong. Then, frail. Frail means weak, faint, dubla, patla. Then mortal. Mortal means one who will die one day. One who will die one day. All human beings are mortal. So that is not our answer. A is not our answer. So perfectly our answer is D. Perfect. Perfect कौन होता है? A person who doesn't make any mistake. जो कोई गलती ना करे, that is perfect. So question number 2. His words are vague. To solve the questions of synonym and antonym, you must be aware about the meaning of the word, because if you will learn meaning of the words, then you can easily identify the antonyms, because in antonyms you have to just think about the opposite of the given word. So it's my perception that if you know the meaning of the word, then you can easily find out the antonyms. Vague means to say obscure. Vague means to say obscure. Obscure means dark. Obscure means dark. But this is not the answer, as option B is not the answer, because this is the synonym again given in the question. So identical also means same, like, okay. So the right answer is painstaking. Okay, so the right answer is painstaking. Next, question number 3. Question number 3. She performed all her duties consistently. She does all her duties consistently. Consistently means to say carefully. So directly it's question number 2. Vague means to say obscure. So the right answer is precise. Precise means to say short. Okay. And question is consistently. Consistently means carefully. So carelessly is directly its antonym कि वो हर काम लापरवाही से करता है. Then our next question is question number 4. These risks are incidental to the work of a firefighter. One who is a firefighter means to say it is the duty of the person to do all the things carefully, है ना. One who is firefighter, it is the duty of the person to do all the things carefully. So he is incidental. क्या लिखा है? These risks are incidental to the work of a firefighter. It means कि by chance, incidental means by chance he is a firefighter. So the antonym is essential. By chance means essential, surely. So we have to find out the antonyms. What do you mean by adventitious? Adventitious doesn't mean, but it is the antonym. And adventitious, I am just telling you to help you. Adventitious means one who believe in doing many adventures. Okay. Now the question number 5. She has always been disdainful. Disdainful means to say sad, mournful, udas. Okay. So sad, mournful, gloomy, these all are the synonyms. I am not telling you the antonym. Please pay attention. First I am telling you the synonym, and then we have to find out the antonym, because maximum time they will give you the synonym. Okay. So the right answer is C, supercilious. Supercilious means one who remains happy with everything, जो हमेशा हर चीज के लिए खुश रहता हो. Okay. Now we are moving to the question number 6. First, read out the question. What we have to do. This is the compulsory question asked by UPSC NDA examiners every time. They will give you a paragraph in the form of some fill in the blanks, and this is called cloze test. You have to decide what option can fill the blank. Okay. So this is a question which you should deal with very carefully, because the thing is that in such a question so many similar options are given, and then what will happen if so many similar options are given, then it is more chances that you will get confused. So in this question, first we will read the question. Most of our food comes from agriculture. Maximum जितना भी खाना हम खाते हैं, our food come from agriculture. So we tend to believe that it is dash of natural biota. So we believe that it tends to belong to, independent to natural biota. So it is independent of. The fixed preposition with the word is independent of. Got it? So the right answer is independent of. Because of the fixed preposition, you have to learn all the fixed preposition. Almost 40% of your questions will automatically solve if you learn the fixed preposition, like looking forward to meeting you, looking after, ठीक है, look after, inquired into, but not entered into. So many variety of questions you will automatically solve with the help of preposition, because in such question I specially ask the student to learn fixed preposition so that they will be easily able to solve at least 4 to 5 questions on the basis of the preposition. So the right answer is independent of. This is not true. कह रहा ये सही नहीं है. In nature, dash the plants and animals. You must remember that plants and animals itself means two things, है ना? Plants and animals means two things. If he is talking about two things, then how can we write the option the? So the right answer is both plants and animals. क्या करते हैं? Had been continuously subjected, will be continuously subjected, continuously subjected. To identify which verb we will follow, you must go to the starting of the question again. Please check that in this question the verb they use is singular. If they have given you the indication that they are using singular verb, it means that definitely in the whole paragraph they will use singular verb, and they will also use present indefinite tense. Two indications they have given you, that they are using present indefinite tense, and so many times they have used singular subject and singular verb. It also means that in the beginning of the passage they have given you some idea that what the passage will tell you. It will tell you about present indefinite tense until or unless there is any condition. If there is any condition, then they can use conditional statements like I will not teach you if you will not learn English. Nahi, I will not teach you if you do not learn English. So if they will use conditional, then only we will move for it. Otherwise, until or unless they will not given you any conditional statement, then we will use present indefinite tense in this whole paragraph. So the thing is that which type of verb we will select? We will select the verb of present tense in this question. It means will and had will automatically remove. Continuously, there is no verb before continuously, so we are left with the option D, are continuously subjected. अभी आप देख रहे हो कितने, we are around solving 3 options है ना, just only because of the help of fixed preposition and then according to the verb. So many questions you will automatically solve with your wisdom in such paragraph in closed test. You can apply your wisdom for the given 4 options, and what you will check? You will check that they are giving you some hints in the paper itself. Then to the rigorous of natural selection, only the fittest survive. Only the fittest survive. जो सही होगा वही जिंदा रहेगा, जो अच्छा होगा वही आगे बढ़ेगा, है ना. तो फिटेस्ट सर्वाइव, यहाँ पर हम क्या देखेंगे? ओनली द फिटेस्ट सर्वाइव. वाइल्ड पॉपुलेशन, 2 मिनट के लिए इसको छोड़ रहे हैं क्योंकि आगे वाला पेयर डिसाइड करेगा कि लास्ट में हम क्या लिखें. वाइल्ड पॉपुलेशन हैव न्यूमरस ट्रेट्स फॉर कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस, रेसिस्टेंस टू पैरासाइट and tolerance to. Now again there is a fixed preposition, tolerance to. Okay, so यहाँ पर हम क्या भरेंगे? Only the fittest survive, and although or consequently. Now we are left with these 2 options because since तो नहीं लिखेंगे क्योंकि टाइम की बात नहीं हुई है, and हम लोग यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन में इनएडवेंटली भी नहीं लिख सकते. सो व्हाट वी कैन राइट, या तो ऑल्दो लिखेंगे या हम कॉन्सिक्वेंटली. तो कॉन्सिक्वेंटली इज द मोस्ट गुड आंसर बिकॉज द थिंग इज दैट कि दे आर गिविंग यू सम, देयर इज nothing like that we can use although, because although is used to connect 2 statements, one is positive and another is negative. Although he works hard yet he fails, although he eat good food yet he suffer from many diseases. So although and yet is always in pair. So that's why I was finding ki whether yet is given in the next part or not. If yet is given in the next part, then definitely that was our answer, but yet is not given anywhere, even comma is not used anywhere. So it means although is not our answer. So our right answer is option A. Now moving to the next question. Conditions. Always pay attention over some little things like that. They are giving you the comma, है ना? They are giving you the comma. What does comma mean here? Comma means to say कि they want to start some new statement. Comma means to say कि they want to say something next to it. So what they are doing? They are telling us withdrawal to adverse condition with के साथ कुछ कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ. by प्लस noun होता है, noun नहीं है. upon as a preposition, they always take a noun with them. With, by, upon, these all 3 are preposition. They always take noun with them. With me, with you, with Ram, with Sita, by Ram, by Sita. Upon table, the cat sat upon table. So preposition always take noun. If there is no noun, definitely there is no preposition. So what is the answer? We will use and here. Then next, other aspects of vigor. In contrast, population grown for many generations. many के साथ periods नहीं लिख सकते because periods are uncountable, but generations are countable. Generations after generations. We cannot say periods after periods. Periods is not appropriate word that may be used for a long time. Period is a specific time, period of time. So this is used for a specific reason, but generations after generation, that is for a long time. So the appropriate reason is, the answer is generations. Now I hope you all are enjoying this session and you all will learn so many new things in this session, in this discussion of PYQs, because I will definitely try my best to give you so many short tricks so that you will be able to crack your exam with the help of this wonderful session. Okay, now next question. Under the pampered condition of agriculture tend to lose their traits because they, now again the question is the selection of verb. Definitely remove the past tense from the option, because I had already told you in the beginning that if the starting of the passage is in present tense, definitely they are giving you the indication that present tense will be used. So the right answer is are selected. They are using passive voice to frame the questions, to give you the statement of another person. We must use passive voice. Ram eat mango. Mango is eaten by Ram. It means someone told you that mango is eaten by Ram. So this is the statement. In this question they use passive formation. Again, for example, a high producing plant, whichever, whom, that, these are not correct options. Why these are not correct options? Because whichever is used for non-living. Whichever is used for non-living. Whom is used for person. But we have been given what? We have been given the word plant. So what we can do, whenever is used to tell the time. So what we can use? We can use the option C, means to say that. That is the conjunction we can use to connect two statements. Whenever is used for time, whichever is used for non-living, who and whom is used for person, then we only left with one option, that. Question number 15. Resistant to drought is dash and resistance to drought is ignored. The right answer we will check out. क्या बोल रहा है कि resistant to drought is irrigated and resistant to drought is ignored. Drought मतलब सूखा पड़ गया. अब सूखा कैसे हो गया? ये वाला वर्ड अपने पहले वाले वर्ड को डिसाइड करेगा. हमने यहाँ से ऑप्शन कैसे एलिमिनेट किया? Deserted itself means desert. ठीक है? Plain land is called deserted land. है ना? Heated, there is no meaning of the word heated with concern to that statement. Now we are moving to the next question, that is question number 16. In such questions, the examiner will give you half statement and then you have to complete the remaining half of the statement. They will give you first half of the statement. You will decide what will be the second half of the statement. So we are moving toward it. Preeti suggests. Preeti suggests. What Preeti suggests? Verb से verb को पकड़ेंगे, कोशिश करेंगे. Suggest means to say present tense. Definitely the next statement will be in present tense, otherwise in future tense. बहुत सारे बच्चे आप में से कंडीशनल जानते होंगे. प्रेजेंट के साथ या तो प्रेजेंट टेंस आता है या फ्यूचर टेंस आता है. तो डेफिनेटली यहाँ पर हम कैन, हैड, आस्क के साथ टू नहीं होगा, ये रिमूव कर दिया हमने। कैन हैव नहीं होता, ये कोई फॉर्म नहीं है। माइट हैव, वुड हैव, कुड हैव, मस्ट हैव, शुड हैव होता है, लेकिन वो क्वेश्चन को नेगेटिव बनाते हैं। जैसे हम कभी कहते हैं ना, यू शुड हैव गॉन देयर, तुम्हें वहां जाना चाहिए था लेकिन तुम नहीं गए, तो ये एक नेगेटिव स्टेटमेंट होता है। यू शुड हैव गॉन देयर बट यू डिड नॉट गो देयर, तुम्हें वहां जाना चाहिए था पर तुम नहीं गए, ये एक पॉजिटिव स्टेटमेंट नहीं होता, इसको याद रखेंगे। दिस इज अ नेगेटिव स्टेटमेंट। यू शुड हैव गॉन देयर बट व्हाट हैपेंड, यू डिड नॉट गो देयर। ओके, सो द राइट आंसर इज डी। नाउ let's turn to question number 17. We saw what we saw. We saw the older monument, oldest monument. Older के साथ all नहीं लिख सकते बच्चों, क्यों? क्योंकि older के साथ all नहीं आएगा। older एक comparative डिग्री है, सुपरलेटिव डिग्री के साथ all लिखते हैं, तो ऑप्शन ए रिमूव हो गया। ओल्ड के साथ भी all नहीं लिख सकते क्योंकि ये पॉजिटिव डिग्री है। ओल्डेस्ट के साथ आर्टिकल एन नहीं आता, द लिखते हैं, तो क्या बच गया हमारे पास आंसर? द ओल्डेस्ट मॉन्यूमेंट। सो द राइट आंसर इज ऑप्शन सी। नाउ अगेन मूविंग टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 18. Since you have been touring all day, since you have been touring all day, तो आपको रिजल्ट सोचना है। कभी आप पूरा दिन घूम के आए हो तो क्या होगा? घूम के आए हो तो थक जाओगे या नहीं थकोगे? यस, यू फील टायर्ड, so we will try to find out the option D is wrong, because when you have been touring all the day, then definitely you must be tired. We will not write ought to tired, might not tired, and could had been tired. Why we eliminate this option? Because they are asking you the outcome of the before statement. His condition is serious. कोई आदमी है, उसकी कंडीशन सीरियस है, तो इसका रिजल्ट क्या होगा? इट शुड बी वर्स, इट ऑट टू बी वर्स, इट कुड बी वर्स, और इट हैड बीन गोइंग टू वर्स। डी ऑप्शन तो हमारा आंसर बिल्कुल नहीं होगा। क्यों? क्योंकि हैड बीन गोइंग टू वर्स नहीं हो सकता बच्चों, ये टाइम की सेंस में यूज करते हैं। जब हम ही हैज बीन, हैव बीन, हैड बीन के साथ आईएनजी लिखते हैं, सो इट इज इन द कंसर्न ऑफ टाइम, सो इट कुड बी वर्स नहीं होगा। सो द राइट आंसर इज इट शुड बी वर्स। हिज कंडीशन इज सीरियस, सो what is the right answer? It should be worse. I hope the bus comes soon because, मुझे लगता है कि बस जल्दी आएगी, तो क्यों? क्योंकि आप बहुत समय से बस का वेट कर रहे हो। We waited, past tense नहीं आ सकता, यहाँ comes लिखा है। We waiting, बिना वर्ब के हमारा आंसर नहीं हो सकता। We could have been waiting, अभी मैंने बताया था ये नेगेटिव सेंस को जनरेट करते हैं, तो हमारे पास आंसर क्या बच गया? We have been waiting for the bus. Next question is question number 21. Someone, कुछ क्वेश्चन तो बच्चों ऐसे डायरेक्ट आपका IQ बेस्ड होते हैं। someone क्या है? Someone is a singular subject, so definitely there will be singular verb with this. Someone has, someone के साथ क्या आ जाएगा? सिंगुलर वर्ब यूज होगी, तो शुड हैव नहीं लिख सकते, हैव नहीं लिखेंगे, वुड नहीं लिखेंगे। वुड तो एक इमेजिनरी सिचुएशन के लिए होता है। इफ आई वर अ बर्ड आई वुड फ्लाई इन द स्काई, सो वी विल नॉट यूज वुड हियर। ओके, व्हाट वुड यू डू? व्हाट वुड यू डू? इट इज कंडीशनल। इफ एक स्टेटमेंट हमने पढ़ी थी, कंडीशनल में एक स्टेटमेंट होती है। I'm just telling you, just wait for a minute. If I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. Okay, if I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. These are the conditional questions. इसमें हमें क्या देखना होता है? If what is given in the first statement, then definitely we will use would in the second statement. If had plus third form is given in the first statement, then definitely would have plus third form will be used in the second statement. So these are conditional, very easy questions actually these questions are. So what is left with? If plus second form of the verb, otherwise were we will try to find out. So our right answer is if you found your lost toy. ये कंडीशनल क्वेश्चन है, जिन बच्चों को कंडीशनल आता होगा उन्हें बहुत आसानी से ये समझ में आएगा मुझे लगता है, ठीक है. What would you do if you found your lost toy? If I were you, I would not buy that dress. ठीक है. If I were you, I would not buy that dress. I wish, again, subject plus were, otherwise second form of the verb. Okay. Otherwise, what we will do? We can also use could and would for the past conditions. If I were you, I would solve these questions. If I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. So could and would also replaced second form of the verb or were. So what is the right answer? The right answer is A. Question number 24, the right answer is A. Then we are moving to the next question, that is question number 25. The efforts of the security services have not been quite. Underlined word is quite. Quite means to say up to the mark. कुछ questions तो direct आपसे solve हो जाएंगे. Quite means this is quite, this is up to the mark. Okay. Then next questions are idioms and phrases, है ना. White lie सुना है कभी? क्या होता है white lie? बोलते हैं ना कि he told me white lie, उसने मुझे सफेद झूठ बोला. मतलब कैसा झूठ? ये तो डायरेक्ट रूल बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. इसमें या तो हमें क्वेश्चन आता है या नहीं आता. डोंट टेक रिस्क इन such questions because definitely they will give you some similar options in which you will be confused, but you have no need to be confused. Either you know the question or leave the question. This is the single thing that you can do in such questions. So a white lie, इसमें हम डायरेक्ट अपना ऑप्शन ढूंढेंगे. व्हाइट लाई एक ऐसा झूठ जो दूसरे को खुश करने के लिए बोला गया हो, किसी को नुकसान पहुंचाने के लिए ना बोला गया हो. सो देयर इज क्लियर आंसर दैट वी विल यूज an offensive way of describing something. No. To do something completely impossible. Wrong. So the right answer will be a lie that you tell to avoid hurting someone, a lie that is absolutely and universally true, a lie that you tell to avoid hurting someone. Bad blood. Bad blood बहुत favorite question है यूपीएससी वालों का. Bitter enmity. Bad blood means बिटर एनिमिटी, कट्टर दुश्मनी, गहरी दुश्मनी. दोस्ती होती है ना जैसे, ऐसे ही गहरी दुश्मनी. ओके. सो फीलिंग ऑफ हेट्रेड बिटवीन पीपल. फीलिंग ऑफ हेट्रेड बिटवीन पीपल, अ सिचुएशन विच गोज फ्रॉम बैड टू वर्स, फैटल, टू एक्सेप्ट द अनप्लीजेंट सिचुएशन. डायरेक्ट मीनिंग इन क्वेश्चंस की खासियत है कि आपको डायरेक्ट मीनिंग दिखाई देगा. मतलब उसमें कंफ्यूजिंग ऑप्शंस वो फ्रेम ही नहीं करेंगे. काउंट योर ब्लेसिंग्स, बहुत बार बोलते हैं ना प्लीज काउंट योर ब्लेसिंग्स. देखो कि आपको क्या दूसरों से अलग मिला है. तो ऑलवेज काउंट योर ब्लेसिंग. डोंट ब्लेम टू एनीवन फॉर एनीथिंग. सो काउंट योर ब्लेसिंग्स मीन्स टू स्टार्ट अंडरस्टैंड हाउ बैडली समथिंग हैज अफेक्टेड यू, एन इवेंट विच ग्रेजुअली बिकम्स वर्स. And the next option is to be grateful for good things in your life. Yes, definitely this is our right answer, option C. Have the last laugh. Have the last laugh. बहुत repeated question है ये. Have the last laugh होता है finally succeed. आखिर जीत गए. तो finally successful. Okay. So the right answer is to be the worst example of something. No. To be successful when others thought that you would not do it. Have the last laugh when others think that you are not able to achieve anything and you will finally succeed. Then we say, oh, he had a last laugh. To solve all the problems of life, to laugh at someone, no. Sit on the fence. Sit on the fence होता है when you sit on the fence, you are not able to take decisions yourself, means somebody else will take your decisions. So बोलते हैं ना वो तो सिर्फ एक दिखावे के लिए बस डिसीजन मेकर है, एक्चुअली उसको डिसीजन लेने की कोई पावर नहीं है. तो सिट ऑन द फेंस, अनेबल टू टेक डिसीजन. टू मेक समवन सडनली नोटिस यू, नो. टू फेल कंप्लीटली, नो. टू डिले मेकिंग अ डिसीजन, आप लोग देख रहे हैं डायरेक्ट ऑप्शंस आपको दिखाई देते हैं इन क्वेश्चंस में. टू बिहेव वेरी बैडली, ये भी हमारा आंसर नहीं होगा. ठीक है, चलिए नाउ मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन नंबर 29, 30, then 31. These are very important and most repeated questions by the examiner. They will definitely give you such questions in the examination hall. You will find out these questions. And today I am going to tell you some simple trick to solve these questions. Okay. In this whole world, SVO is the structure that we use to write English, or we use to speak English. S means to say subject, noun या pronoun is used for the subject, then there must be a verb, and then there must be object. इन क्वेश्चंस में हमें करना क्या है, एक सीक्वेंस जनरेट करनी है जिसमें सबसे पहले हमें क्या करना है, सब्जेक्ट को ढूंढना है. जिस क्वेश्चन में सब्जेक्ट मिल गया, देन वी विल गो फॉर द एलिमिनेशन मेथड. फिर हम क्या करेंगे, एलिमिनेट करेंगे चीज़ों को. तो यहाँ देखते हैं, गुड क्वालिटी. गुड क्वालिटी मीन्स टू से नाउन एंड एडजेक्टिव इज गिवन. गुड इज एडजेक्टिव एंड क्वालिटी इज अ नाउन. सो इट मे नॉट बी अवर फर्स्ट statement. As a fundamental right, as is a conjunction, again this is not used as our first statement. What we are left with, to the standards. कभी देखा है कोई स्टेटमेंट ऐसी लिखी हो कि to the standards on the last night, है ना? नहीं, कि हमेशा फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट एक मैसेज कन्वे करती है, एक मैसेंजर का काम करती है सुनने वालों के लिए. वो आधा जो है वो जजमेंट उसी के बेसिस पे ले लेते हैं व्हाट द होल पैसेज इज अबाउट. सो दिस इज नॉट अवर आंसर. नाउ वी कैन एलिमिनेट ऑप्शंस. Our perfect answer, as we can assume, may be B or C. Now check again, what is the right option, B or C? The Right to Education Act mandates, what it mandates? Good quality elementary education. इसको रिलेट करो आपस में. नेक्स्ट, R के बाद हम Q भी एक बार पढ़ लेते हैं. The Right to Education Act mandates as a fundamental right. The right to education बात कर रहा है एजुकेशन की, डायरेक्ट एज अ फंडामेंटल राइट्स पे नहीं जाएगा. ही विल टेल यू व्हाट इज मैंडेट, व्हाट इज मैंडेटरी. डेफिनेटली ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट समथिंग दैट इज कंपल्सरी. सो क्लियरली the right answer is B. Okay, next, moving to the next option. Question number 32. Now in this question he is saying the conflict and disputes in their mind. Music not only relieves the burden on children and young but also alleviate. आपको ये पेयर दिमाग में रखना है, not only का पेयर but also, not only का पेयर but also. लेकिन यहाँ पर हमारा फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट neither it can be R nor S, because statement R starts with on children. On is a preposition. We cannot start any statement with preposition. We cannot start any statement with conjunction, because conjunction is used to combine two statements. So we cannot say ki we can start the statement with conjunction. So what we are left with? We are left with P and Q. So we will eliminate the option P and Q. In the first statement, both P and Q has been given by the examiner. Now we have to decide which option conveys the right meaning. Music not only relieves the burden. किसके burden को alleviate करेगा? म्यूजिक किसके बर्डन को रिमूव करेगा? म्यूजिक विल एलिमिनेट द बर्डन, जल्दी बताएंगे, द बर्डन ऑन चिल्ड्रन एंड यंग. So Q and R is the compulsory pair. Q and R is the compulsory pair in the beginning. Q and R is the compulsory pair in the beginning. So definitely the right answer is option A. But again the same trick we will use, है ना? But it is virtually covered by a dome shaped. अंटार्कटिका इज अ कॉन्टिनेंट. इसमें मैं बच्चों आपको एक ही ट्रिक सिखाना चाहती हूँ. आई वॉन्ट टू टेल यू कि वी विल यूज नाउन एज द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. वी विल यूज नाउन एज द subject of the question. So in all these statements we will try to find out the noun as a first word. Noun is not given. Ice sheets हो सकता है, but in ice sheet we will check the option. Either our question will starts with Q or S. Now it's our decision. Antarctica is a continent. Ice sheet nearly 2 miles thick. Antarctica is a continent nearly twice as large as Australia, but it is virtually covered by a dome-shaped ice sheet that is thick. What is thick? Dome-shaped ice sheet that is thick. So the right answer is option A. Now question number 34. The global economic weight from the advanced economies that there was a major shift in and central. यहाँ पर and लिखा है, ये हमारा फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट नहीं हो सकती बिकॉज कंजक्शन कैन नॉट बी यूज्ड एज अ फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट. दैट लिखा है. अब क्या बच गया मेरे पास? दो ऑप्शन, या तो एस या फिर पी. अब यहाँ पर ऑप्शन एस और पी में से डिसाइड करेंगे विच में बी अवर फर्स्ट ऑप्शन. द ग्लोबल इकोनॉमिक वेट फ्रॉम एडवांस इकोनॉमी. द G20 was formed in this as a forum of finance ministers. किसकी बात वो करने वाले हैं यहाँ पर? द ग्लोबल इकोनॉमिक वेट फ्रॉम एडवांस इकोनॉमी. इस पूरे पैसेज को हम एक बार देख लेते हैं. एंड देयर वाज अ मेजर शिफ्ट एंड सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट in recognition of the fact. Definitely he is talking about G20, its formation and its relation with central government and major shift in central government banks. So the right answer is, we will start the option with S, eliminate the option B and C. We are left with the option A and D. Now connect the statement. The G20 was formed in 1990 as a firm of finance ministers, SP, the global economy, SR, and the central governors. Was formed as a forum of finance minister and central government. Okay, so the right answer is G. Next, it's turn to question number 35. Aquaculture. Aqua पता है क्या होता है? Aqua means water. Generally, aqua word is used for fresh water. Okay, aquatic animal सुना होगा आपने. तो aquaculture nation in the world and India's products are exported to many nations. Fish producing and the second largest. India is the third largest. कभी ऐसा देखा है कि यहाँ पर adjective से कभी किसी statement का ending हुई हो? India is the third largest and they remain the statement. It can't happen. So we can easily eliminate option B, C and D from the given question. And what we will left with? We will left with the option A. So there are so many tricks which you can use to solve these questions. First trick I taught you, you can eliminate the options and then you can go for the remaining option. Second trick is you can use the subject verb object method to solve these questions. You can eliminate the last option, whether the statement will be the last or not, then you can easily find out the remaining two options. So there are multiple ways. When you practice more and more types of question, definitely you will get more and more tricks and tips in your mind itself. So now we are moving to the question number 36. what we have to do in this question? In these questions, they are giving you to identify the parts of speech. Okay, so while solving the questions related to parts of speech, it is directly from the section grammar. Before that paper, they ask you some common error from the grammar section, but now they are asking you identify the parts of speech. It is also the same pattern of CDS exam. Adders are verb, before verb there must be a subject, at the place of subject there must be a noun or pronoun. अभी मैंने आपको ये स्टेटमेंट बताई थी पैराजम्बल्ड में, सब्जेक्ट के प्लेस पे या तो नाउन लिखते हैं या प्रोनाउन लिखते हैं. तो यहाँ मेरे पास वर्ब है, तो डेफिनेटली ये प्रोनाउन तो है नहीं, तो क्या बच गया मेरे पास? द राइट आंसर इज ऑप्शन ए. सो दिस इज अ नाउन. She spoke to him once since he has been in town. Since को हम मल्टीपल वे में यूज करते हैं. So many time we use it as an adverb of time, as a conjunction. But in this question, it is not adverb of time because nowhere in the question they have given you the time. I have been teaching English since 2012. मैं 2012 से English पढ़ा रही हूँ. So adverb of time means to say they will give you a definitely time. So sure it's not adverb of time. Since cannot be used as an adjective. So it's clearly mandatory that since in this question has been used as a conjunction. Now it's turn to question number 38. I don't really want to go. Beside, it's too late now, then, ago, yesterday, they all are adverb of time. They all are adverb of time. So definitely it is, the right answer is adverb. Even if they have not given you adverb of time or adverb of quality, adverb of quantity, then it doesn't mean. But you can easily identify the parts of speech having good command over the grammar. That's only the way you can do. Look at that man over there. Noun. Noun से पहले हमेशा कोई adjective होता है, याद रखना. Noun से पहले हमेशा कोई adjective होता है. Article and adjectives are the messenger of noun. Article और adjective हमेशा messenger का काम करते हैं noun के लिए. A man means article plus noun. Good man means adjective plus noun. So article and adjectives are the messenger of the noun. It means definitely this is not article. This is not conjunction and not adverb. So what we left with? We left with determiner. Determiner means to say adjective, article, even chapter pronoun is the part of determiner. So the right answer is C. The plant is ready for take off. Take off gerund हो सकता था अगर ये taking off होता. हाँ, is it clear to everyone? अगर ये taking off होता तो ये gerund हो सकता था, लेकिन gerund नहीं है. 4 इस क्वेश्चन में preposition है. preposition के बाद next word हमेशा क्या होता है? noun होता है. So definitely the right answer is A. This is a noun because after preposition what we will do? We will use a noun. Next, question number 41. It is the passage based question. First we will read the passage so that we will be able to understand what the writer wants to convey, and then accordingly we will solve the questions. We live in a time when globalization is rapidly encompassing travel, information, trade and investment. The internet ties people together in a way unimagined of very few years. इसमें वो globalization की बात कर रहा है कि जैसे जैसे globalization बढ़ रहा है, लोग आपस में easily connect होना सीख गए हैं. पहले बहुत दूर होता था कि किसी से कोई आपका रिलेटिव अमेरिका में रहता है, यू आर नॉट एबल टू टॉक टू हिम, बट नाउ इट्स वेरी इजियर टू कन्वे योर मैसेज टू द पर्सन हु इज इन फॉरेन. ओके, सो डेफिनेटली कि ग्लोबलाइजेशन इज मेकिंग सो मैनी थिंग्स इजियर टू अस. द ग्लोबलाइजेशन ऑफ हेल्थ है ना, खाली कम्युनिकेशन का ग्लोबलाइजेशन नहीं हुआ, ग्लोबलाइजेशन हर फील्ड में हुआ है. ग्लोबलाइजेशन ऑफ हेल्थ हाउएवर रिमेन्स एन एल्यूसिव गोल सिमिलर टू द ग्लोबलाइजेशन ऑफ इकोनॉमी, है ना, इकोनॉमिक्स का ग्लोबलाइजेशन हुआ है. देन लॉरेट गैरेट इन द कमिंग प्लेग, ये इसका राइटिंग होगी. डिस्क्राइब एन अनवेलकम फॉर्म ऑफ ग्लोबलाइजेशन, द ग्लोबलाइजेशन ऑफ डिजीज, बीमारियों का भी ग्लोबलाइजेशन हुआ है. बाहर जो बीमारी फैलती है वो तुरंत एकदम से इंडिया में पहुंच जाती हैं, तो इनका भी ग्लोबलाइजेशन हुआ है. सच एज नाम बता रहा है, हिस्ट्री ऑफ एमर्जिंग डिजीज सच एज एड्स, एबोला, हैंटीवायरस, रिफ्ट वैली फीवर, Legionnaires disease and others. She also explained the resurgence of familiar disease like tuberculosis, cholera, pneumonia as a consequences of the widespread and unwise use of antibiotics. बहुत सारे antibiotics हम बिना सोचे यूज कर लेते हैं, जिसके कारण बहुत सारी ग्लोबल लेवल पे जो डिजीज हैं वो ऑटोमेटिकली हमें हर्ट करती हैं. Many of new diseases are clearly linked to changes in land use, which bring humans into close contact with the rodents or other animals. Rodent means to say चूहों से संबंधित बीमारियां. Such harbor virus previously unknown to medicine and often deadly to humans. बहुत सारी बीमारियां वो कह रहा है चूहों से फैलती हैं, जो पहले हमें, जैसे आपने सुना होगा कभी प्लेग 1929, द ब्लैक डेथ, है ना, इट हैपेंड ड्यू टू द rats. So he is talking about so many diseases are the cause because of so many carelessness in using antibiotics. Now next we are going to the virus previously known to medicine, often deadly to humans. Resurgent disease by contrast are creation of our medical practice by treating people with antibiotics without restraint. We unknowingly select strains that are immune to the antibiotics and that pass on their resistant genes to unrelated bacteria by way of plasmid transfer. वो कह रहा है we unknowingly use many strains. बहुत बार हम इस तरीके की दवाइयाँ, इस तरीके के इंजेक्शंस, एंटीबायोटिक्स यूज कर लेते हैं जो हमें नहीं पता होते कि इसका रिएक्शन भी हो सकता है. तो टोटली ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट globalization, its impact on the economy, our health. So now again we are going to the passage. The heroes of her book are the woman and man on the front lines of epidemiology. Garrett makes a, who is Garrett? Garrett is the person who is telling you about these things. Garrett makes a plea मतलब होता है request. So Garrett makes a plea for a greater commitment from our universities, medical school, government agencies to train worker who will be capable of recognizing new disease. अब गैरेट क्या बोल रहा है कि कुछ इसके लिए होना चाहिए, जो हमारे मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर्स हैं, रिसर्चर्स हैं, उनको लोगों को अवेयर करना चाहिए टू अबाउट दिस डिजीज and who will be able to move about equally well in laboratory, the hospital and field in pursuits of knowledge and public health intervention around the world. So now it's turn to our question and answers. Definitely there are some questions directly based on the given passage. So the first question is, what according to the passage is unwelcome form of globalization? ग्लोबलाइजेशन का अनवेलकम फॉर्म क्या है जिसको लोग पसंद नहीं करते? हिस्ट्री ऑफ फेटल डिजीज, he has not discussed about any history of disease. So definitely elusive goal of globalization, globalization of the disease. He has not used any suggestion related to selective use of antibiotics. Elusive goal of globalization, he has discussed only the globalization of disease that is spreading day by day. According to the passage, globalization of health has become imperative due to what? Globalization of health become imperative due to the globalization of disease, the public health intervention, the creation of new medical system, or the indiscriminate use of antibiotics? Definitely our right answer is the globalization of disease. बहुत सारी बीमारियां रोज फैल रही हैं जिसके कारण क्या हो रहा है कि इसका जो हेल्थ हैज बिकम इम्पैरेटिव ड्यू टू ग्लोबलाइजेशन ऑफ डिजीज. दिन पर दिन लोगों की हेल्थ, लोगों का स्वास्थ्य बिगड़ता जा रहा है. अकॉर्डिंग टू द पैसेज, रिसर्जेंट डिजीज आर अफेक्टेड बाय, तो रिसर्जेंट डिजीज हैं वो कैसे इफेक्ट हो रही हैं? मेडिकल प्रैक्टिसेस, ओवर यूज ऑफ एंटीबायोटिक, एमरजेंस ऑफ न्यू स्ट्रेन्स. इसमें मेडिकल प्रैक्टिस, यस, मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर्स हैं, रिसर्चर्स हैं, वो लोगों को अवेयर नहीं कर रहे. यस, ओवर यूज ऑफ एंटीबायोटिक्स, लोग एंटीबायोटिक्स का ओवर यूज करते हैं, अभी मैंने पैसेज में बताया था, जिसके कारण बहुत सारी डिजीज फैल जाती हैं. एमरजेंस ऑफ न्यू स्ट्रेन्स. सो डेफिनेटली द राइट आंसर इज ऑल three. So the right answer is 1, 2 and 3. According to the passage, many new diseases are emerging due to change in land because, बहुत सारी डिजीज अभी कुछ बदलाव होने के कारण भी फैल रही हैं. उसका क्या कारण है? द राइट आंसर इज, चेक करते हैं. Humans are coming in contact with unfamiliar virus. Urbanization makes pathogens proliferate. Humans become adapted and pass on their genes to related bacteria by way of plasmid transfer. Humans are inadvertently releasing new virus. Humans are coming in contact with unfamiliar virus. That is the reason of so many diseases that are going to spread. So question number 45. What is the meaning of the word epidermatology? है ना? लॉजी मीन्स स्टडी, साइंटिफिक स्टडी. तो डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे हिस्टोरिकल स्टडी वाला ऑप्शन हमने काट दिया. देन डर्मेटोलॉजी, साइंटिफिक स्टडी ऑफ इंटरवेंशन एंड यूजेस ऑफ ड्रग्स. ड्रग्स का तो यहाँ पर कोई लेना देना नहीं है क्वेश्चन से. द साइंटिफिक स्टडी ऑफ यूजेस ऑफ ड्रग्स, ये भी नहीं होगा. साइंटिफिक स्टडी ऑफ स्प्रेड एंड कंट्रोल ऑफ द डिजीज. ओके, जनरली डर्मा जो वर्ड है वो बताता है स्किन को. डर्मा, डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट के पास जाते हैं ना, तो स्टडी ऑफ डर्मेटोलॉजी, स्टडी ऑफ स्किन डिजीज. एम आई क्लियर? सो डेफिनेटली द राइट आंसर इज दिस. क्वेश्चन नंबर 46. सेजेस एंड सीयर्स हैव. इस क्वेश्चन में करना क्या है पहले ये देखते हैं. इसमें हमें सिनोनिम बताना है. अभी हमने एंटोनिम के कुछ क्वेश्चंस किए थे. नाउ इट्स टर्न फॉर synonyms. Sages and seers have cautioned that the path towards enlightenment is full of illusory traps. What is illusion? What is illusory? Means to say भ्रम, है ना? So caution, caution directly means warning given to someone. And in synonym, antonym and idioms, they will directly give you the answer. You just have to mark the answer. If you learn the answer, you learn the practice more and more exercise of synonym, antonyms, then you can easily go for it. So the right answer is C, warning. Question number 47. Monotonous means होता है dull or boring. So monotonous means dull and boring. So the right answer is A. Next, elusive. What do you mean by elusive? Elusive means होता है puzzled, confused, perplexed. Okay, so what will be the right option? Paramount तो just होता है, paramount height के लिए होता है. Baffling, direct option दिया हुआ इसमें. So the right answer is B, baffling, puzzled, confused and perplexed. Question number 49. Cleaning this mess is a mammoth task. Mammoth means होता है huge, giant. Mammoth means huge or giant. Directly the option is given huge. Next 50 question, last question of this exercise is this paper. The police department image was tarnished. Tarnished means to say tainted or spoiled, बर्बाद कर देना. Okay, so This is the discussion of your whole paper of NDA 2 2024 question paper. Now there is a question, what we learned throughout this paper. In this paper, they didn't ask common error, which they used to ask from many years, but this time they didn't ask you common error based question. In the place of common error, they have asked you some questions related to parts of speech. बात वही है, grammar based question they ask you, but on the basis of grammar now they are asking you parts of speech. So this is the one thing that is different in the question paper from previous year papers. And the second different thing is they have asked you to give you some para jumbled in the form of para jumbled, not in the form of S1, S6. They have given you para jumbled generally in the form of PQRS. So these para jumbled can be easily identified with the help of the rule which I have taught you, with the help of SVO, subject verb object. First try to find out subject, then eliminate the remaining option, then directly go for the remaining two options, maximum three options. Then you can easily check the verb, which is the verb that can be used with the subject. And idiom phrases they ask every time. Synonym, antonym, that is from the old pattern. And the next new thing they asked you in the paper is incomplete statement. They have given you half statement as a question and remaining half as an answer. You have to identify the remaining half statement of the first statement. So that is also the part of grammar, because I have seen that so many questions they have asked you directly related to your grammar section. So if you have good command over grammar, then you can easily solve 15 to 20 questions of this paper directly based on the grammar. Okay, so have a nice day. I hope that you have learned so many things in this question paper and that will be beneficial for you. Thank you and Jai Hind.